Hello Sector, welcome back. In today's episode we're going to be talking about the engineer. Like last video, we're just going to do first an overview of the different skills the engineer has. We're going to talk about the stat allocation that you should be going for, and then we're going to get into hunting rotations and your lessons, investments that you need, and finally we'll end off with just a brief description of how the class works in PvP. And that is everything. We'll see you soon. Okay, so engineer is all about building things and using them to fight for you. The first skill here is gadgets, and in gadgets, this is where you create all sorts of, well, gadgets and use them to do various things. The first gadget you're absolutely going to want is this stimjector. So here you say, this is your healing ability. So unlike other classes which have an active class heal, so you have to do, for instance, suit support or suffuse in order to heal yourself, the stimjector works automatically, and this is really nice because you save that balance. The overall healing is slightly less, and but the advantage is that you don't have to spend balance to use it. Now, you actually can use the stimjector actively as well. So you can operate stimjector and choose yourself to heal yourself. You can also choose other targets, so you can heal your allies. Engineer is a bit of a medic, if you will, in group combat, but we'll talk about that later. The other ability is bots, and the bots are all about creating different types of bots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different types of bots that all have different abilities. And the only one we'll really need is the carry bot, the drone, and the mini tank. The burrow bot and the UAV aren't super necessary. The last thing we'll have with us is our turret, and we can have one turret in every room, and turrets come in various shapes and sizes. Every turret is going to have a barrel, be it a laser turret or a shard flinger turret. There's all sorts of other types of turrets, and turrets can also eventually, once you get the skill, have mods attached to them which modify the turret in different ways. Now, that's the general overview of engineer. Let's just talk briefly about the stats. So like all other classes, you're going to want to start with 50 in life force, then you're going to want to max out your regen, and then you're going to want to put your stats into techcraft. Techcraft is going to be our main damage skill. It's going to increase the damage from our turrets and our bots. Aim increases our damage from our gadgets, and that's not super useful to us except for certain situations in PvP. So what lesson investments do you need? Well, to start, I would recommend taking a second after you finish your newbie intro. You're going to have, and you get the default skills they recommend. I actually recommend you invest 15 more lessons to get this ability, Homeport. So we're just going to quickly learn 15 bots from Sprocket. And while we're getting that going, we'll talk about what parts are and how you build your things. So parts are the class resource for engineer. In last episode, we were talking about beast. It was plasma. Here, it's parts. The way parts work is you need parts to do a bunch of different stuff, like building your bots, building your turrets, using certain abilities. And at the start, the way you get parts is through your workstation. So if you type workstation, because you need to construct a workstation first, so construct workstation, I think, is it gadget construct workstation? Yes, gadget construct workstation, and then type workstation, and that's going to deploy your workstation. The workstation is how you 3D print parts at the start. Very quickly, you are going to want a different ability, also in bots, using your drone. This costs 171 lessons, and I recommend you go straight for this after you get home port. And this is going to let you, do I have the lessons right now? Maybe I do. So I'm just going to quickly, maybe just to speed things along a little bit, we're going to learn 100, where is it? Airdrop 156 bots from Sprocket, and we're going to get that going. Otherwise, this is going to take a while. At the start, it takes a long time to print these parts, and it's just a heck of a lot easier. So in order to, we're going to construct our first bot, which is our carry bot. Carry bot is going to be what we use to hunt. So we're going to do bot construct carry bot. I apparently have one. Oh yes, I was an engineer previously on this character. I already have a carry bot, so that's great. Normally you would type bot construct carry bot. In order to find it, you can type loyals list, and you can see it's in limbo. Basically, I switched out of this class, and this is a bit of a bug, but oh well. We'll do home port. And this is going to bring all of our bots back to us. And this is why I recommend getting home port, because no matter where your bots are, they are going to return to you. So here we go. Crane armed carry bot enters. And we want our carry bot all the time. He should follow us. Yes, indeed. If at any time your bots are not following you, you can do order loyals follow. And it'll tell all your bots in the room that they should follow you. You can also order bots. Order loyals stop, or order loyals rather stay, and they'll all stay where they are. And you can also say order loyals say order. I think we can tell him order carry bot. Say hello Starmourn, and you can actually get your bots to say things, which is pretty fun. That's a bit of an aside, honestly. So we have our carry bot. Next, we're going to want, if you do have this airdrop, we're going to want to build a drone. So bot construct drone. You start constructing a drone. It'll take a quick second. And there we go. We have a drone. So now I have some parts deducted from me. Now that I have a drone and now that I have airdrop, we can do simply airdrop. And airdrop is the drone flies away and it's going to bring back parts, and it's going to drop me a shipment of parts. And this is a very useful ability to regenerate lots of parts really fast. After airdrop, what we're going to want, well, actually, let's talk about our turret first. So if we type AB turret, it says, that's not what I want. Let's go turret, turret construct. This is going to construct a new turret, and then we simply turret deploy. I cannot perform some actions here. Let's do turret deploy over here. Did my nope, order loyals follow. Get my carry bot to follow me, and now he is here. We have a turret in this room. We've deployed it. And new turrets start with a laser barrel attached. If we want different barrels, then we simply turret install whatever different barrel and specify the turret. If you have multiple turrets, you can specify the ID. A lot of engineer is messing with your turrets and bots and stuff and getting prepared, and it's part of the flavor, and I don't know, I kind of enjoy it. Some people don't like how much work it is to get engineer set up, but I hope this helps those players who find this difficult. So there's one last thing we want to do. Now, the carry bot has a special function which is it will carry around your turret for you. So if we do bot turret, the carry bot will start carrying around our turret. And this is true. Crane armed carry bot drops a deployed turret with a mounted laser barrel. So now our turret is here with us. We can see it here. This is really useful when hunting, because your turret is going to follow you around no matter where you are, and the turret will always hit a mob that you are attacking. Or is attacking you, rather. That's very useful. Other than that, our main hunting ability is just going to be Bot Claw. And it's 5 lessons, you get it immediately, and we just repeat Bot Claw on our mob. Our turret is going to be hitting the mob, and that is actually all there is to engineer bashing. The only other thing you'll be doing is this one. The turret is going to run out of energy, and when it does, you'll need to use turret QPC boost in order to power it back up. QPC boost is the only other ability we need when we're bashing. One slight optimization you can make is, we see here in Claw, that the damage of the Claw is reduced if the bot is carrying a turret around. So if you're truly dedicated, what you can do is, when you arrive at a new hunting area, you can deploy turrets at every single room that you plan to be hunting in, and tell bot turret to stop, get your turret to stop carrying a turret, and then there will always be a turret in this room until it decays. So let's construct turret, or turret construct, and deploy turret. And now we have a turret here and a turret here. It's not going to attack any mobs while you're out of the room, but when you're in the room, it'll be deployed, and this is a slight optimization. It's going to make Claw do more damage because your carry bot isn't occupied carrying around this darn turret. So let's back to lessons. Only thing you're really going to want in this for hunting, for optimizing your hunting, is eventually get multi-barrel here. Pretty much every single, as you add your skills, you're going to want let's say you invest 127 lessons into turrets. Install a QPC mod onto your turret. Okay, great. Then add an extra battery onto your turret. Great. Swap out that QPC, put a battery on it. QPC also, I should mention, you can drop a turret with a QPC in it, and then in a 3-room range, it's also going to charge up those turrets. That's going to reduce the amount that you need to QPC boost, and in a 3-room range, try and select a room that covers the most rooms possible, and put your QPC turret there. Then you can also, once you have battery, you can upgrade to an efficiency mod. Basically, it reduces the energy costs. Again, less QPC boosts. The one we really want, though, is multi-barrel, and this causes your turret to fire faster than normal. That is pretty much all we want. I believe we'll swing. This is our interrupt ability for interrupting mob channels, and we already have it if we have airdrop, so we don't need to worry about that. So engineer is great. It's a very simple class to bash with. There is, however, a lot of setup involved in creating all the turrets and gadgets and bots and what have you. So it's not necessarily for the faint of heart. But if you do get over that, the hunting is very easy. Additionally, in PvP, it can be a little tricky, but it can also be incredibly powerful. So in solo PvP, Engineer has one of the fastest subsystem kills in the game. Basically, with Shardflinger, With this turret, it injects shards, metallic shards, into opponents, and you'll also use magnetize to basically magnetize the shrapnels in the target's flesh. This will inflict a hell of a lot of muscular damage. You can also use your junk jet to put more shards in them. So typically you'll junk jet them a few times. Your sharpflinger will be hitting them with shards. The shard count is going to rapidly increase. And then you'll use magnetize to rip through their muscular super fast. You'll also use magnetron, which gives you extra burst, but it also removes all the shards from them. Shards will fall out after a duration, so if you get to a point where they're starting to all fall out and you don't have time to put more back in, or like maybe they're running away, you can magnetron, do a lot of burst damage, do a lot of burst muscular damage. It's truly a dreadful class to go up against if they know what they're doing. The disadvantage of Engineer is that they're a little bit inflexible in solo combat. This is pretty much all they have to go on. They have some high damage combos that you can pull off, but it pales in comparison to what to the amount of damage that you'll get from a Fury or a Beast or what have you. Now, where Engineer is seen most often in a combat role is in group PvP. And in group PvP, you have several abilities that are really useful. So one of them is Heart Start. This is the final ability in the gadgets tree, and this simply revives players. And this is so good. Obviously, it's a combat res. There's nothing else to say other than how amazing is that. The other fact is that since you can use your Stimjector on other players, you can heal your teammates. You can heal your teammates. Nothing else to it. Also, with Claw, you have good synergy with other classes that are doing lots of bleed damage. You can also use your typical shards to deal a shit ton of muscular damage, and it's just really overall a really strong group combat class. That said, everybody in group combat knows the Engineer is very dangerous, and it's kind of like the Priest, so you obviously have to kill it. So as an Engineer in group combat, you are probably going to be attacked first, and you're going to have to deal with that pressure. If you have a Beast teammate, it can be very helpful because they can use that protect ability that we talked about to prevent them from hitting you. And then there's generally a lot of synergies with other classes to help you stay alive. And so that you can use your healing abilities, and you can use your scary bleed damage, your scary muscular damage, etc. That is all there is to it with Engineer. So next up, we are going to be talking about Fury. And I hope to see you next time. Take care.